What's up guys, my name is Diachronic here on this Destiny 2 video, and today we're going to be talking about how to get the high score on the Pyramidion Nightfall. Again, Prestige Nightfall with lots of handicap. In this video, we're going to be going for 100,000 score, and you will be seeing the run of 100,000 score. I'll be talking about the classes, the weapons, what we did in what area, when to use your supers, and all that stuff. And of course, if you do end up liking this video, make sure you leave a like down below so other people can find it and go out there and get those high scores, or you can share it with your friends. Honestly, just copy and paste this video, share with your friends, and be like, yo, let's do the Nightfall. This is how we're gonna do it. Check it out. And of course, subscribe for more high scores for Nightfalls in the future. Now, I know this Nightfall has been done before, this in the high scoring meta. However, there has been an update. Your handicap can now go to 45 if you are looking for an even higher score. The Lost Sector hopefully is patched. However, it doesn't seem like it's ever going to get patched. And of course, I never did a video on the high score for this one in the past. So starting off, the supers we used were the Tether, the Arc Staff, and the Smash, for the obvious purposes of the Tether being support, the Arc Staff and Smash being the support. Anytime you use your Smash, you should use the Tether first because the Smash is a little underpowered, and using it in conjunction with the Tether makes it a lot more viable of an option. Obviously, you're going to use Orpheus Rig on your Tether, Radiant Flux on your Arc Staff, and of course, use whatever is useful for the Smash class. I use Insurmountable Skull for it, so I can get those shoulder charges back, so I can get my grenades a lot faster. And if you didn't know, I found out recently, the shoulder smash, if you get a hit with the shoulder bash thing, you actually start getting grenade energy back, which is freaking awesome. As far as weapons go, I recommend the Better Devils, the Mononon, and the Wardcliff Coil. If you're looking for more weapons, check out my most recent top 5 Nightfall weapons to use for high scores. I'll try to leave it in the description down below. It's one of my most recent videos, so you should be able to find it pretty easily. And in that video, I explain exactly why those weapons are amazing. And then finally, obviously, I recommend using Arc Singe on this one because the boss does Solar and Void, and there's not a ton of enemies that use Arc in this one, but there is a lot of Void and a lot of Solar in this one, so you definitely want to try to avoid that, especially considering Arc is the best option anyways, as far as it goes for subclasses, pretty much across all of them. I would recommend just going for that anyways. And lastly, I wanted to mention, for the weapons, have at least one person with an arc sniper, like a Borealis or something, a powerful sniper, or even a linear fusion rifle. They buffed them by 50% more damage for linear fusion rifles. A Tarantula does an amazing amount of damage, can two-shot the Knights, the Golden Health Knights, which is ridiculous. And the other 2 people can Wardcliff Coils. Alright, so without further ado, I'm going to be talking about the different places that I had a couple of problems during the Nightfall, and talking about what you should and shouldn't do in the different places. And of course, letting you guys watch different parts of the Nightfall to see exactly how we did them. So starting off, right after you get off your Sparrow in that first section, this is a big place for points, a big place for time, a huge place of contention for a lot of people. Biggest thing in this area, just don't go down below. Shoot the enemies from the top. Once you clear them, bring down 2 people to get both plates at the same time, then go back up to the top and just shoot them again. Again, just do not go back down there until the enemies are dead or there's very few enemies left, and you should be able to take this part very quickly. Take out the harpies that spawn on the left and top right and top left side. These are the highest up people, so again, the other people are too far down below to be able to even see you or hit you properly. Once all you have left is like those harpies and stuff, then you can go down there and Wardcliff, destroy them very quickly. They have void damage, they shouldn't be that much problem. There should be a ton of heavy in this area, so fill up your heavy as much as you can. Moving on to the steps section, I recommend trying to get some shoulder charge energy for your grenades, but be very careful because all melees from the enemies will one-shot kill you no matter what. So again, weaken them, then go for your shoulder charge to get some grenade energy. I failed quite a few times trying to do this. I highly recommend you shoot these people down these steps because there's at least 3 golden health enemies with 2,000 points each, and you get a lot of points for them, so do not try running past them. However, I do recommend shooting them at a higher range than usual. So don't just drop down to the platform that's closest to them. Try to stay up a little higher. In this video, I did not, but my teammates were up higher. I was a distraction, and it makes these guys a lot easier because they can't shoot you with fire if you're high up enough. Again, use that same strategy for the next set of Knights, and then the Minotaur should be really easy to kill. I think some of the times he was even dead before he even got there, which was very surprising considering there was only like taken thralls. Get through this next section of lasers. You should be able to get through it very easily if you've done this enough times. If you've seen this every time there's Torrent in the Nightfall, you should be able to get through this, and again, learn how to get through this. And do not, I repeat, do not get killed by these lasers because you're gonna have to wait 30 seconds to respawn, and that is a lot of time wasted. So just take your time, take a couple extra seconds, and get through those lasers. This next section is one of the harder sections we call S-bends. You're going to need a lot of supers and as heavies uses in this area. I recommend tethering down below immediately, then going in with your arc staff. The arc staff is a little better than the smash class when it comes to killing pretty much everything. For some reason it's just better, and they really need to buff the smash class for that reason. Don't go too far with your arc staff. Just try to get the main group of enemies as well as one of the orange health knights. If the second one is also there, kill him as well, but do not go around the corner because you need to go back and get those orbs from your tether guy, because if you do die, you do not see any of the orbs and you lose all of those orbs that are on the ground, so make sure you live. While he's doing that, make sure you take out these snipers. The guys who are not the arc staff, take out those snipers. There's gonna be one on the right and two that spawn in the back once he triggers that checkpoint. And then there's going to be wizard, bunch of acolytes. Go in there with a smash. You should be able to take out very quickly, very easily, both of them. And again, if you do not have a smash because you died or some reason, just use some heavies. Should not be a problem. Next section of Goblins and Minotaurs. Use double super or double tether in this area. You should be able to get a ton of points. Kill off the goblins. New set of goblins will spawn in. So throw down 2 more tethers. Again, I'm saying 2 tethers because you can get a full recharge on these guys every single time from that single guy, and then kill them off regularly. You can use your super in this area like a smash or a staff to try to get, because you have tons of orbs, but overall just shoot them. It's very quick with the tether down and kill off these Minotaurs. Moving on to the next section after the lasers, which should be pretty straightforward. There's going to be kind of a difficult section because there's going to be Taken Captains. Now, the Taken Captains have arc shotguns as well as an arc darkness ball. At the same time, they also have goblins, making them invulnerable because they have a little shield around them that they project. So in this section, I recommend sending an Invis Hunter down and smoke grenading that captain on the left. And I say this very specifically because he's one of the hardest parts about this area. Go in there, throw a smoke grenade on him. Again, smoke grenades are very underrated. They pretty much just tell the enemy you're not allowed to do anything for like the next 5 to 10 seconds, and that will make him a lot easier to kill. Just go in there, smoke grenade, double Wardcliff coil, destroy him immediately, take out those goblins, and claim that left plate. Once that captain is dead, send out your Arc Staff Hunter and kill off the two new red health captains that spawn in. They are priority number 1. Get in there with Arc Staff and kill them as soon as possible. Once you get the left plate, a boss will spawn. The Arc Staff should be able to kill him too. If not, just Wardcliff him. And again, the other guys should be pretty self-explanatory. The Scions, the Goblins should be pretty easy to kill. Again, I would wait to kill all the enemies before getting the next plate. Once you do get the second and third plate, again, another boss will spawn. Use 1 Wardcliff coil on him. It should take out almost all of his health and kill him off. And once you get to the final plate and you spawn that thing where it takes out the wall, a huge group of enemies will be there. Tether that group of enemies and smash them. And then, of course, waste your smash so you can get all those those tether orbs in the area. You also have another opportunity to tether in the middle section when a bunch of enemies spawn after getting the first or second plate. You can also use a tether when the Arc Staff is going through. Whichever section you find that is most difficult, use a second tether. You should be able to get enough orbs off your teammates to continue through. Once you get through that area, another section of lasers and enemies. Take your time on this area. Do not try to rush through. Kill them off before moving on to the final area before the boss. This section is going to be one of the hardest sections in the game because of the snipers and the Minotaurs bombing you from range and just the sheer amount of enemies in this area. I recommend taking out the snipers first, then moving on in with a couple of different supers like an Arc Staff and killing a lot of these people in the first section. For the most part, pretty much ignore the bottom side. The bottom side will pretty much ignore you. Focus on the top side guys, the snipers, the Minotaurs bombing you from range. Use those snipers or the tarantulas, you know, the linear fusion rifles to take out those Minotaurs on the left and right columns and try to shoot them from range. Try to leave 2 columns before getting all of them, because once you get 3 columns, the boss will spawn. So if you just wait and get the last 2 columns at the same time, it's going to be a lot easier. What we think you should do is leave those last columns after you killing off all the enemies in the area. Of course, there is a couple other chances to use your tether, and there's not a lot more that you need to use them. Just use your tether wherever you think is most appropriate and easiest to save yourself or to try to help others. Before getting those last 2 columns, then move in as a team. You should be able to use 1 smash to clear up that entire bottom side, get that column, and then get those other 2 columns on top at the same time, or pretty much at the same time, and then the boss will spawn, and then just double Wardcliff coil him. He's 2,100 points, so make sure you do kill him before going through the portal. And now you're pretty much onto the boss fight. Now this section right before the boss fight with a bunch of goblins around this edge circle, try to set up your Titan to get some more arc grenade charge and whatnot, so let him get some shoulder charge kills in this section by weakening some enemies and letting them go around and hit them. Don't do it for every single one of them, obviously, because you still have to get there with enough time. By around this point, you should be around 14-15 minutes getting through the half point section very soon. Once you get to the boss fight, again, it's all about staying safe. The boss is always the hardest part. Stay safe. Don't worry about points. Don't rush it. At this point, you're pretty much at the end of your points anyways, so just kind of let the points tick down and just continue from where you are. Once you spawn the boss in, obviously damage him until he teleports across the way. He's going to go into his shield, and 2 plates are going to open up left and right of him. First lead left, and then the right. For the most part, you can shoot these enemies from range, keep cover from the boss, and just shoot the enemies near the plate at range. Don't use any supers here, because you're going to need them a little bit later. And then move in on the plates, and again, you have your Titan. Use a lot of shields in this area, like the big towering barricades, not the rally barricades. Towering barricades, I don't remember if I actually said this in the beginning, but towering barricades, very useful for this boss to try to capture some of these plates where if there's not enough cover to capture them. Also try to get aggro from the boss if somebody else is trying to capture the plate. Again, move from one plate to the next, keeping cover, shooting them at range. Do not risk it for the biscuit to try to get the plate quicker. Once you do get the boss out of his shield that first time, that first section of plates, then damage him until he teleports again. What we did was we actually knew about this glitch where if you stand down the curb from him, he'll try to melee you without being able to hit you. You can put a lot of pulse grenades onto him, a lot of heavies. He'll be stuck there for a really long time, so just try to do a lot of damage to be able to get him down a whole bar of health. Eventually, he'll teleport anyways to the new spot and set the next set of plates. Now this is going to be the hardest section of plates. I highly recommend you send an arc staff guy onto the left section of plates if you want to do this quickly and kill off all those guys. You should be able to take aggro from the boss on those guys who are not the arc staff guy. Get that first plate. On the second plate, I recommend using a tether as well as a smash because the smash works really well with the tether and it's not really that great at taking out those minotaurs. And again, smash open that plate and use a lot of Titan shields to protect yourself while trying to capture these plates. If you don't have supers or you're having a problem using your super on the plate, again, just shoot the enemies from range. The enemies will just come out, you shoot them with your scout rifles and just take them out from range, then move in on the plates. You shouldn't have too much problem when it comes to points. The biggest problem is dying and having to wait 30 seconds to respawn. Once you get both of these plates down, try to do the same thing. Try to get the boss trying to melee you just below that curb and keep him there as long as you can. Damage him until he starts spawning ads. Once he teleports and he starts spawning ads, then the strategy is kill the ads first, stay safe from the boss, and the boss should stay on his side. If the boss's horns are cracked, that's okay. If his head is popped off, then that's when you're gonna have to worry. So do not pop his head off until you are ready for this next step. So again, take care of all the ads, and once the ads are dealt with, then you can work on the boss again. You should also note that the cover will actually start to teleport in a counterclockwise motion, so make sure you stand on the right side as much as you can so you're ready for the next section of covers, and for the most part, he should try to stay away from you, and he should not try to go towards you. When he loses his head, he will then rush you down. So our strategy was, again, kill off the ads until they're gone, then shoot the boss. Once the boss's head breaks, then he's gonna start running at you. This is the time you're gonna need to pull out all the stops. You're gonna need to dump all of your heavy, all your grenades, all your supers, and dump into him as fast and as much as you physically can to take him down that last bar of health. Now the arc staff is gonna be your most important part about this. He can pretty much solo that last bar of health by himself if he stays alive and he stays on the platform and doesn't get knocked off. So I recommend you go in there with a lot of your heavies, a lot of your grenades, pretty much ignore any new spawns of enemies and just start dumping into them. Try to stagger your smash as well as your arc staff guy so they don't just get meleeed off at the same time. So go in there and smash, wait for the melee to go off, go in there with your arc staff and start beating them up, wait for the melee, go in your smash, and if you stagger them out, the melee should not be as bad or as apparent. You should be able to kill him very, very quickly. A lot of people underestimate the arc staff, especially on bosses, but this thing is an absolute boss killer, and I highly recommend you use it on that boss because it will kill him very quickly. And of course, use all of your tarantula, all of your ward cliff, and it should not be that much of a problem. And again, if you're using your smash guys, you should be able to drop some pulse grenades and literally destroy the boss. If you're going to that last section where his head is about to pop off and you don't have any supers, it is possible for you to literally just wait. Do not worry about it. Wait for your grenades to charge up. Maybe try to get some shoulder charge. However, I wouldn't really risk it. Wait for your things to charge up before you go in there because you really do need to dump on him very quickly. Otherwise, he's just going to start running at you and infinitely spawning enemies, and it's going to be very difficult. But anyways, that's pretty much it. There's not much more to it. Again, one of the easier bosses because he doesn't rush you down until that last section of health. He doesn't have a lot of insta-kill capabilities except for his main sniper shot, which is very easily dodged if you know the timing of the shot. Anyways, that's pretty much it for you guys. Last thing I wanted to mention, there is going to be a Nightfall unique reward for this guy. It's going to be a sniper rifle with a very fast, quick aim on it, a high damage, quick aiming sniper rifle, which is actually apparently very good for PvP. I have not gotten it yet. It's supposed to be a very rare drop. You're going to have to do it many times. For the most part, I think you can pretty much just do it on a kind of low handicap and just keep on doing it and completing it over and over and over again to get chances at it dropping for the most part. So don't worry about it if you don't get it the first 2 times or so. You're going to have to do it a lot of times to get it, but I still don't even have it. Anyways, that's the video for you guys today. I hope you guys did enjoy. Again, if you did like it, if you are at this point of the video, hashtag and made it to the end, please leave a like down below. It really helps out the video, lets other people know about it, and subscribe for more of these in the future. I love doing high score stuff, especially in PvE, where actually I'm decent at it. Anyways, I hope you guys did enjoy. My name's Chronic, and I'll see you guys on the next one.